Hi everybody from Cincinnati, Ohio. Just want to tell you that this is one of the last cities in America on my list of cities to see that I've never been to before. And there's a little bit of a chill in the air on this September night. But I did want to show you around here. There's something really cool. There are some murals that have been created here. And the fellow there on the left is named John Roebling. And he was an engineer who designed, you see that bridge right there? Do you notice, does it look familiar with the wire ropes, the suspension bridge, and the large abutments? Well, yeah, looks just a little bit like the Brooklyn Bridge. And sure enough, he designed the Brooklyn Bridge, but way before he ever worked on that, there was another bridge that he designed and got built. And I'm going to show it to you right now because it's really truly a landmark here in Cincinnati. And it is called the John A. Roebling Bridge. I'm actually on the Kentucky side of the river, and right over there are the sparkling lights of the city of Cincinnati. By the way, right there, whoo, take a look. See this tugboat? That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Pushing that barge right down the river. Yeah. Anyhow, right there is the ballpark for the Reds. And there are not a lot of people in the stands tonight, but they are right there in the mix with the Diamondbacks for the wild card. So, I don't know, interesting. I guess I figured there'd be more people at the ball game. Anyway, let me just tell you a little bit more about this bridge because it is so cool in design. It is a study in patience because he started this bridge in 1856. I don't know how much construction work was going then, but at least he had done the design and was ready to go. And then when the Civil War started in 1861, everything pretty much came to a halt. Any real manufacturing that was being done for the war effort. So later, 1863, they actually began the process of getting this bridge built. And so you can, it's interesting, I drove across it just a little while ago, and here, you can hear. Hear that humming noise? Yeah, that's because you're driving across the steel on the bridge, because it truly is a suspension bridge, and quite a marvel of engineering at the time. I'll show you just a little bit more of the skyline of Cincinnati. In fact, we'll come around, and right over here, does that skyline look at all familiar to those of you back in the 70s who watched a TV show that was based on a made-up radio station in this town? Yeah, living on the air in Cincinnati. Cincinnati WKRP. Anyway, right over there is the Bengals ballpark. So there is a quick view of the skyline of Cincinnati. But the bridge was finally completed a few years later in the 1860s, I believe, in about 1867. And by that time, he was working hard on the Brooklyn Bridge, which he designed. But there's sort of a sad and weird ending to the story because he was standing there along the river for the kind of the early design work for the Brooklyn Bridge, and a ferry came up right up against where he was standing, and it crushed the toes on his foot, and they had to be amputated. And he must have, I don't know if he read it somewhere or if he just didn't believe in traditional medical treatment at the time, but he his toes were amputated. This is John Roebling now, the designer of this bridge. Truly a brilliant guy, but he did have this one quirk. He believed in something called water therapy. And so once his toes were amputated, he didn't want anything else done except to just constantly pour water on them. And that did not work very well. And if there were some doctors telling him otherwise, he should have listened to him, because within a month he was dead. I believe he got tetanus and died. So, sad ending to the story. Brilliant man and designer John Roebling, who is honored here in Cincinnati for the bridge that connected Cincinnati and Kentucky all the way back in the 1860s. Here's one last view. Hey, by the way, can I ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel? I'm looking for history stories all the time, and I love to share them. But I've got a goal of getting to 100 subscribers, getting closer and closer, and I would love to have you subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. Thanks again. Always nice chatting with you.